The latest visuals coming in from Uri, the terrorist attack that took place in an army camp. 5 army men and 2 police as well as 2 terrorists have been killed in that firing incident. That's the latest that we hear. As it turns out, it's a big terrorist attack as 5 army men and 2 policemen have been killed along with 2 terrorists. That's the latest we are hearing on the firing that took place in Uri Sector near the international border. Farid is with me at the moment. Farid, this is really big breaking news. We have so many casualties happening there in the Uri Sector firing.
Well, yes, that's right. Now it is confirmed that it was a flying strike. Now you must be aware that in these flying strikes, the element of surprise is always with the militants, and that is why there are maximum casualties. Now, in the first burst of gunfire, we have reports that 5 army men, 2 policemen, and of course, right now, another update is that 1 militant, in fact, 2 militants have been killed. So total casualty stands at 9. Which includes 5 army men, I'll again repeat, 2 policemen and 2 militants. There are reports that there could still be another 2 left in that particular area, either inside the army camp or around it. Now the fact is that the police party under the DSP had rushed to the spot, and in fact they also encountered the militants in which these 2 policemen have been killed. Now right now army is trying its best to flush out these militants. As I said, it was a feline strike, a very well-planned strike, and of course Mohra army camp was the target of these militants. Now, as I said, it's Uri, the border area, and there's every chance that these militants could have slipped in from the line of control with, of course, this plan and target of attacking this camp. So this seems to be a very meticulously planned attack. And in fact, these militants are still holed up in that particular camp. Fierce gunfight continues, and I can also tell you that these casualties can still increase because we have reports that ambulances are rushing in and out of that particular camp. And in fact, there have been at least 3 to 4 ambulances that have come out, so definitely the number of injuries could also be much higher. So it's a big strike, many casualties in it, and of course right now top officials of the police, the army are rushing to the spot. Although let me tell you, Uri has a large army presence. There's a complete brigade that takes care of that particular area, so there's no shortage of army personnel there. But the fact is that once these militants have taken position inside the camp, or it will take some time before they take care of these militants. Still, there are details about the area where the militants are holed up. Those details are still sketchy because they are inside the camp, and some of them could be outside the camp. So that really is the info that is coming in from Uri. A big strike early morning hours. Militants whose number is said to be anywhere between 3 to 5, armed to their teeth, on a suicide mission, have attacked the army's Mohra camp, which of course is located in the Uri sector. And in this attack, so far there have been 9 casualties.
Right.
5 army men, 2 policemen, and 2 terrorists have been gunned down.
Farid, stay on with us. I also have my colleague Pooja joining us on this story. Pooja, looking at the timing of it all, this is in the middle of the state elections that's happening in Jammu and Kashmir, and clearly it's the armed forces that is being targeted here, isn't it? Because this has happened in the army camp, the Mohra camp in the Uri sector.
Absolutely. This is certainly a massive attack that has come just ahead of Prime Minister Modi's visit in Srinagar. Certainly casualties are being reported now against army personnel, police personnel, and of course the militant also that has been shot down. But considering that over 4 army personnel and 2 police personnel have also been shot dead, it is certain at this juncture this is to create fear, and the attack primarily coming against the security personnel amidst, of course, high polling that has taken place just after the second phase as well, ahead of third phase. So certainly one to spread fear. But I can tell you security situation certainly on high alert here. Even Srinagar has been put on a high alert. At this juncture, while firing is still on, I can tell you that the security personnel, senior officials have also reached the spot. But with this casualty being reported, this certainly could be a very massive attack that has now taken place here in the Baramulla district.
Right, and Pooja, like you're saying, that there seems to be a veiled attempt there to derail the electoral process because this is coming right in the middle of the state elections, right ahead of the Prime Minister's visit as well. So do you think there's a message that is being sent out? There is an agenda, a clear agenda, like Farid also said, this looks like a premeditated attack. It's a suicide attack after all.
Absolutely. The attack, in fact, was initiated early morning at around 5 a.m. is when the attack began. 3-4 gunmen entered into this premises of 31 Field Regiment camp. And since then, firing has been on. High casualties being reported. Over 4 army personnel have, in fact, been martyred, and 2 police personnel as well. 1 militant has been shot down. Now, this is the information that we are receiving and breaking at this juncture. But certainly this attack, considering has come just in the wake of high polling, just ahead of Prime Minister's visit, and with the ASI, who's in fact also been shot dead now, the casualties are certainly very high with this attack, even though primarily the security situation was on a high alert. But when the casualty of this juncture is being reported, certainly a very massive attack, over 7 people, in fact, at this juncture, casualty being reported. Back to you.
Right, Farid, coming to you now, what do we know of the ground situation at the moment? You were telling us that there is a possibility of more terrorists being holed up. We do know that 2 of the terrorists have been terminated, but what is the latest on the ground situation that we know?
Well, the ground situation, no doubt, is very fluid. In fact, I spoke to some army personnel, in fact, army sources in the 15 Corps. They themselves are trying to ascertain as to what exactly happened, because you have to understand that the unit, which is located in the area, is engaged with this gunfight with these militants. And in fact, of course, this has come all of a sudden, because Uri is an area where you do not associate that area with such kind of stress.